Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para estudiar y aprender español con Profesor Pablo. Our prior lesson, we learned how to study and say an event plus when it happens. For example, the wedding is on Sunday at 2 o'clock. La boda es el domingo a las 2. Well, we're going to take that lesson and expand and add some new vocabulary to it. First of all, este and esta mean this. If I want to say this morning, esta mañana, this afternoon, esta tarde, esta noche means this evening or tonight. So esta noche has two meanings in English, this evening or tonight. We learned last week próximo for next and pasado for past. Well, if I want to say el día próximo, the next day. El día pasado, the past day. Now, in English, we don't say the past day, we say yesterday, ayer, which we already know, ayer. However, in Spanish, it's okay to say el día pasado, it makes sense. If you say in English the past day, it's clunky. We don't say it. We just say ayer, yesterday. But in Spanish, very common to say el día pasado, meaning yesterday. El mes próximo, next month. El mes pasado, last month. El año próximo, next year. El año pasado, last year. We know that when you say one by itself, like uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, it ends in an O. But if you say one of what, followed by a noun, then you have to use either un or una. So if you want to say 1 minute, un minuto, 1 hour, una hora, 1 day, un día, because it's masculine, el día, 1 week, una semana, 1 month, un mes, and 1 year, un año. We learned last week, la semana pasada, next week, la semana próxima. Again, próximo and próxima mean next, pasado mean last. We studied esta mañana, esta tarde, esta noche, this morning, this afternoon, tonight, or this evening. AM is de la mañana, like on the radio, if you want to say it's going to be at 2 p.m. Va a ser a las 2 de la tarde. It's going to be at 10 p.m. Va a ser a las 10 de la noche. Hoy, today, ayer, yesterday. We're adding anoche. Anoche is last night, and antier is day before yesterday. The day before yesterday. We know how to tell time. And okay, let's take a look here. En means in the morning, en la mañana, in the afternoon, en la tarde, at night, en la noche. In the morning could also be por la mañana, in the afternoon, por la tarde, in the evening, por la noche. That's why en has a slash and then por. They're basically interchangeable. Por can also be used for duration of time. If you want to say for a year, por un año, for 10 months, por 10 meses, for 3 weeks, por 3 semanas, for 5 days, por 5 días, for 2 hours, por 2 horas, for 15 minutes, por 15 minutos. Now, hace is interesting. It's new. Hace literally means it makes, but it means ago, A-G-O. We say it in English all the time. A day ago, a week ago, a month ago, 5 hours ago, ago. If I want to say a minute ago, hace un minuto. 1 hour ago, hace una hora. A day ago, hace un día. 5 weeks ago, hace 5 semanas. Hace literally means it makes the amount of time, right? It makes. Hace. A month ago, hace un mes. A year ago, hace un año. Notice that the hace is in red here, and these red dots are not chickenpox or the measles. I'm trying to indicate that you can use hace with these words here. So hace is ago. Hace can be used with the ones with the red dot. And back here with our verbs. The verbs drive the language, right? Verbs drive the language. The Spanish sound system, the alphabet, is the DNA of the Spanish language, but the verbs drive the language. If you don't have a verb, you don't have a vehicle, you don't have a car. And you just have a bunch of words. You need to have verbs. So verbs drive the language. Verbs take us down the road with our language learning. We know that es is it is, va ser, and remember, va a ser. Sometimes teachers will slow down and say va a ser so that you know when you spell it there's an a in the middle. But when we pronounce it normally it's va ser. These two a's run together and it forms like one sound. Va ser. Va ser it's going to be. Será, it will be, and fue, it was. Now we know hace is ago, so if I want to say it was 3 years ago. Fue hace 3 años. It was a month ago. Fue hace un año. It was 10 minutes ago. Fue hace 10 minutos. We're taking our Legos again and we're creating new communication. It was 10 days ago. Fue hace 10 días. What's interesting is we started over here. I wanted to make a point. I started at the right top of the board and started going over our content. I could have started from the left. I could have started in the middle. These are all different pieces of language that can be interchanged. We can use them however we want to use them. All right, let's practice. It's in a month. Es en un mes. It's for 10 minutes. Es por duration of time, right? Es por 10 minutos. It will be for 1 hour. Será por una hora. It's going to be for 3 weeks. Va ser por 3 semanas. Fue. It was last week. Fue la semana pasada. It was last month. Fue el mes pasado. It was last year. Fue el año pasado. It will be. It'll be the next day. Será el día próximo. It'll be the next month. Será el mes próximo. It'll be the next year. Será el año próximo. It's going to be tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow evening. Let's take up our Legos. We know, pick up the Lego mañana. Mañana is tomorrow. Okay? So, in the morning would be en la mañana or por la mañana. So you could say tomorrow morning, we say commonly, mañana por la mañana. Tomorrow afternoon, mañana por la tarde. Tomorrow evening, mañana por la noche. Mañana por la noche. Again, tomorrow morning, mañana por la mañana. Tomorrow afternoon, mañana por la tarde. And tomorrow evening, mañana por la noche, or tomorrow night, mañana por la noche. This is kind of like a clothes closet. These are like clothes hanging on a rack. You just look and pick whichever one that you want, and you mix and match, right? Okay? Let's try again with hace. If you just want to make a simple phrase, an hour ago, hace una hora. It makes an hour. 3 weeks ago, hace 3 semanas. 4 minutes ago, hace 4 minutos. We know how to say at what time. It'll be tonight at 5 o'clock. Será esta noche a las 5. It will be Saturday at 7 in the morning. Será el sábado a las 7. You can go de la mañana or en la mañana or por la mañana. Technically, de la noche, de la mañana, de la tarde is AM, PM, but they can be used to an extent interchangeably with en or por, and you'll hear it used that way as well. Anoche fue el partido, last night was the game. El partido fue anoche, the game was last night. Antier, it was the day before yesterday. Fue antier, fue antier. It was yesterday, fue ayer. It was today, fue hoy. like earlier in the day. You can say it was tonight. Like let's say it's at 10 o'clock at night in the evening, and the show came on at 7 o'clock. You didn't realize it, and they say, it was tonight. Fue esta noche. Fue esta noche. It'll be tomorrow. Será mañana. It's going to be for a week. Va a ser por una semana. All right, just practice this. Think about it. Pick and choose what you need and put them together as you need to put them together. Okay? All right. Gracias por estar aquí. Thanks for being here. Remember, gracias por is thanks for. We've had that lesson. Gracias por estar aquí conmigo. Thanks for being here with me. Gracias por escuchar. Thanks for listening. Gracias por aprender español. Thanks for learning Spanish. Gracias por todo. Okay, hasta la próxima lección. Do you see how we create? We learned right at the beginning. Hasta mañana, see you tomorrow. Hasta luego, see you later. Hasta pronto, see you soon. Okay, es todo por ahora. Tengan un gran día, nos vemos pronto. Y practiquen su español. Gracias.